Hello, Om Shanti, greetings of peace, Namaste, Sitaram, good afternoon. Just a very small request from all of you today, if you don't mind putting your phone on silence. Thank you so much. So on behalf of my siblings and all family, we want to thank all of you for being with us here today. We want to give a special thanks to the Seven Oak Hospital, the staff and all the doctors, Thompson in the Park Funeral Home, for their gentle and caring guidance. Panditji Shashri, where did he go? Okay, he's at the back there. Panditji Misir, who is very close to our family. Senior and Junior Pandit Tiwari from Guyana, and members of the Manitoba Hindu Temple, all our friends and families in Winnipeg, in Guyana, in New York, and all the different parts of the world. We thank you for your support. Today we are here to write the last chapter of this book, The Superhero. Our mom, or grandmom, or great-grandmom, or sister, she has taught us a lot. Rajmat Singh, we are here today to reflect, if we have not already done so, on her lives and how her life and how it has touched our lives. We are here to pay respect to the living being, the soul that never dies. We are here to give respect to the body that housed the soul for almost 81 years. the combination of the soul and the body played a magnificent part together for almost 81 years. Matter, Mother Earth, has given us a beautiful support in the form of the body and has been kind to us and give us the opportunity to experience different relationships through the body. And we would like to return the body to Mother Earth with dignity, with thanks, with appreciation, according to the Hindu rites that my mom believed in and lived by. We get times like these in our lives to reflect on what relationships means to us, whether it's parents and children, siblings, grandparents. In life, we get very busy in fulfilling life's relationship, physical responsibilities, our needs, and our own selves. We get very busy in all of those. And if we don't take enough time to ponder and acknowledge and value the relationships that we have, there's a saying that goes, when something is lost, it is then that we realize the value of it. When I'm taking time to nurture my relationships, regardless of what the other may be, I would not live to regret, to remorse, or to have guilt. I will feel satisfied that I've done the best according to my capacity. So we have the next 2 hours as we'll hear bhajans, we'll hear different people sharing their experiences. And so let's use that time to reflect, to open our heart, to look into our heart and see what is it we are carrying at this moment, and see if we can change some of those before we leave here today. So let's take the time as we listen to the first reflection, inspirational song that we played in silence. Reflect on what Rajmat Singh, our mom, has meant to all of us. share with you some words and wisdom of a great yogi who passed away at 104 years old, Daddy Janki. She says, you can make your mind peaceful in a second. Just shut the door on peacelessness. If we want to make a change like this, become peaceful from peaceless, we have to check ourselves and change. We shouldn't take a long time to change ourselves. Time is very powerful. It keeps moving. It wouldn't wait for us. Have the determined thought that peacelessness cannot now enter the door. My life should be full of light. I'd like to invite Brother George and the Hindu Temple from Manitoba to give us a devotional song.
हम तो मारे तुझसे
very much for those of you who understand the meaning of the words of this beautiful bhajan. I don't understand all, but what I do understand is I don't want diamonds, I don't want gold, I don't want palaces. I want to have contentment. And that is the greatest gift and the greatest wealth one can have. Because when you have that, you have everything. Thank you very much. On September 1st, 1940, an angel, a baby girl, was born. And the name that was given to her by her parents was Rajmat, Singh. She came into this world as a gift to her mother, Ruby, and her father, Ajodhya. Her mother came from a Christian background and was married to Ajodhya, a Hindu. She grew up in a double religious home in Queenstown, Essequibo Coast, with her 8 siblings. The late Yuna, Rhoda, Lena, and Miriam, and still here with us, and Yadna, Neil, Sham, and Pradeep. At the time when my mom, Rajmat Singh, was born, rice farming was the main source of income. And her siblings were expected to partake and to work in the rice field, and they worked tirelessly. At the age of 18, Rajmat Singh met her Prince Charming, Mr. Karan Singh, got married, and started her family while living with her in-laws. And of course, because both of them were children of rice farmers, they continued to help in the rice fields even throughout her last stage of pregnancies. And she would tell us her belly was touching the water as she bent down to cut the rice. How hard she worked. Rajmat Singh and Karan Singh gave birth to 7 children, 5 girls and 2 boys. Lolita, Kavita, Rudy, and Terry, my 2 brothers, still in Guyana. Jennifer, Jasmine, and myself, 5 sisters here in Winnipeg. And they give birth to very strong individuals and leaders. And of course, they inherited 2 beautiful daughter-in-laws, Babita Singh and Nalini Singh, and beautiful son-in-laws, Ernesto Menezes, Paul Adams, Marvin Dirksen. Grandchildren, Antonio, with his partner, Nikki, sitting here with us today, Jessica and Nathan, who's sitting here, Ashana and Jericho, Dr. Chitra Singh Mahadio and Kavir in Guyana, Karishma or Kari and Sudarshan, Rudra and Amrita. I'm calling them by couples, right? So Rudra is a grandson with his wife Amrita, and Asha, David, and Andrew. And great-grandchildren, Ayla, Anden, Heian, Ahana, and Antonio Jr. are waiting to come out and arrive with us, to be with us in few days. In 1990, Mr. and Mistress Singh left the shores of Guyana and immigrated to Winnipeg, Canada, to began a new way of living in Winnipeg. At this point, we'll have a tribute from Guyana. It's a video recording, so please enjoy.
Friends, family, this is Rudy, Grandma's eldest son and her 3rd child. On my left is Terry, her other son and the 4th child, and then at the back of us is Grandma's daughter-in-law, my wife, Babita. We're very happy to be part of this ceremony here today, this farewell, this grand farewell, so that Grandma can be on her journey to her sweet Lord. We're going to sing one of Grandma's, if not her favorites, for this past couple of years, the Hanuman Chalisa. Please join us, and Grandma, wherever you are, you can sing along with us. Sri Guru Charana Saro Jarat Nirna Mukura Sudhari Barana Raghubara Bimal Jaso Jodayak Phalachari बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि बेद्या देव मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत तुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमत निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुवेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा हाथ ब्रज और ध्वज विराजे कांधे मूज जने और साजे शंकर सुवन केशरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियाहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए संजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हर्ष उर लाए रघुपति की बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई सहस्र बदन तुमरो यश गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा नारद सारद सहित अहिषा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जाते कवि कोविद कहि सकय काटे तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीना राम मिलाए राजपद दीना तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण लाना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना युग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भानु लियो ताई मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मिले मुख माही रजनाही दुर्गम जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे देते राम द्वारे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहय तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को धरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हाकते कापे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोए अमित जीवन पल पावे चारों युग पर ताप तुम्हारा ऐ प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता अष्टपद दीन जान के माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पास सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाए जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाए और देवता चित्त न धरहि हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि संकट कटय मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई जो पाठ कर कोई छोटे बांधे महासुख होई जो यह पर हनुमान चालीसा होय से दिशा के गौरीसा तुलसीदास सयारी चेरा की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा
Sitaram everyone. As my brother just mentioned, I am the smallest son of my mother Rajmat Singh. And I just want to say, on behalf of me, myself, my wife, my son, Roja, my daughter Asho, my daughter-in-law Amrita, and my grand Ahana, that Grandma was a great role model for all of us. And we just want to thank her very much for what she has done for us throughout her life, and may her soul rest in peace. Love you, Granny, all the time.
Sitaram, everyone. As we gather here today to say goodbye to our grandmother, as my chacho just mentioned, Grandma was a great role model to all of us. There are so many qualities in Grandma that we try to emulate in our own lives and that she taught us. Qualities such as being meticulous, being a kind-hearted person, never turning away anyone, listening to everyone, are things that we emulate and try to emulate in our life. Grandma, wherever you are, we want to say how much we love you, and we want to wish you a safe journey to the abode of Sri Ram. You will always be in our hearts, and we will always think of you. This is from your Janie.
I just want to say, Grandma taught us to be beautiful inside and out. Grandma, we love you, and I hope you have final peace.
And to come here and have this incredible blessed life is one of the most amazing things of humanity. That we all are resilient, that we have the power to be what God has created us to be. And if I can be just a tiny bit like my mother, I'll be a most beautiful soul. And that's all I ask for. And those of you who have a mother and a father, make sure you tell them every day how much you love them and how much they mean to you and what they mean to you. Never forget to give them a kiss and thank God every day for our blessings. And now we'll just celebrate our mother's lives, some of our fondest memory, and our time together as a family. And thank you all for supporting us and for being here with us. My brother and sister and sister-in-laws and family in Guyana, oh, how much we miss you, and we know you'll be here if it wasn't for a pandemic. Thank you.
Hanuman Kusai Maria Jigari Jai 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 Bajrangabali Jai 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 Bajrangabali Mahabir Hanuman Kusai Mahabir Hanuman Kusai Maria Jigari Jai 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 Bajrangabali Jai 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 Bajrangabali Jai Sri Hanuman Jai 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 Jai Sri Hanuman
Friends, family,
Thank you, Sister Jen and Paul. I know you have put your heart and soul into putting this PowerPoint together. Thank you. As Daddy Yankee continued to say, let me tell you the secret to live a long and happy life. Accept from your heart whatever comes in front of you. Remain content and you'll always remain happy. Remain happy and you'll also be content. Be happy constantly and distribute happiness. If I am happy with everyone, then everyone will be happy with me. God wants us to forget everything from the past or the future and to remember Him. Don't remember that which is better to forget, and don't forget that which is important to remember. You know, there are some people in our lives, they bring a lot of humor and lightness and spirit. And I'd like to invite my brother-in-law, Paul Adams. Granny and Joe.
To the woman that some called Ma, Granny, Grandma, Great-Grandma, sister, auntie, and friend, I am proud to call her my mother-in-law. And I'll leave you just with a short poem, author unknown. Those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day. Unseen, unheard, but always near. Still loved, still missed, and very dear. Wishing us hope in the midst of sorrow, offering comfort from pain for today and also for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you. I'd like to invite Manitoba Hindu Mandir to give us a devotional song. Thank you very much. The very heart-rending bhajan. At this time, I'd like to invite our mom's two beautiful granddaughters, Ashana and Jessica.
Good afternoon, my name is Ashana and this is Jessica. We are two of Granny's 9 grandchildren. On behalf of our family, we would like to thank you for joining us and paying respects to a wonderful person, someone who is always warm, cheerful, and loving. Many people have asked us what we will miss the most about our Granny. We will miss hearing the nicknames she had for us and how her sing-song voice would always make us smile when we spoke. Granny loved to make us laugh and did so often when she would break out a funny Guyanese proverb like all skin teeth na laugh, which means just because if someone smiles with you doesn't mean that they're your friend.
Growing up, our Granny made sure to always be close by. Her home always had an open door policy and anyone could drop by whenever they wanted and she would greet them with her beautiful smile. Our Granny taught us the importance of family and togetherness. She always put others first. Many of us have inherited her traits, and we are lucky to have had her as a role model. When we were younger, most of us lived on one street in the Maples. Our childhood was spent going in between my house and Granny's, where we spent many Friday nights piled in the living room watching TGIF and planning the shopping adventures for the next day. Moments like these will be forever engraved in our minds.
She was always devoted to her faith as a Hindu and ensured that her grandchildren were exposed to the traditions. Like in many Guyanese homes, there were certain foods that were staples, such as roti, chicken curry, pumpkin, and okra. Some of our favorite times were spent with Granny in the kitchen while she cooked, since this showed her in her element. Granny always made sure that we were well taken care of with a full belly, even if it meant sitting with me for hours begging me to eat.
We will ensure your memory will live on by speaking of you often, remembering the good times, and passing on the family traditions to the many great-grandchildren. To close, we would like to read a poem that we thought represents how we feel about our Granny.
So it's titled My Granny. My Granny's hand could heal my hurt or cool my fevered brow. Her care and not her learned degree experience taught her how. I always knew that I was loved by deeds, a hug, or smile. She proved it in so many ways, 'twas special, Granny style.
Sometimes she was my playmate, oftentimes my mentor too. I learned to take life as it came. That's helped me my life through. Then I grew up and grew old, yet our love had no end. For I was blessed as long as she lived, 'cause Granny was our friend.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ashana and Jessica. We'll get another bhajan from the Hindu temple members. Thank you.
Briefly, this short explanation of what it means. It says, I have the most cherished desire. And what is that desire? To have a glimpse of the Lord. And the verse says, take my life as sacrifice, but show me your form. I've come to a shelter with this desire to dedicate everything to your feet.
Winnipeg Hindu Dharmic Sabha. At this time, we'll have a tribute from Marvin. Marvin has played a special role in the life of my mom, Granny Girl, and he wants to express his heart's feeling through a song. So let's look at that, a video. To invite Marvin to come up and add to that, please. My words wouldn't do justice, and I really wouldn't be able to express what you are feeling.
Well, if anybody knew Grandpa, this would be a oh boy moment. Whenever Grandpa got into a little bit of a tight situation, whether he had to go back to the florist shop and get a few more of those rose petals, and Granny did her review on them, and he had to go back out the door and you would hear it, oh boy. So I had really no plan of doing this, but I'm happy to share. Our family had the opportunity and the blessing to enjoy Granny for the length of time that we did. And we feel very privileged. Unfortunately, COVID had a big part to play in trying to protect her from whatever nasty virus was going around. So we had to make some tough decisions on who could come and go. And that was never easy to do. However, we tried to make provisions where we could for as many people as possible to visit her. And even though in their later years, in the later time, even though she may or wasn't able to convey, you knew by looking in her eye and the smile that she gave that she knew what was going on. So, you know, at these times, and let me just digress here a little bit. Pandit, you don't have to worry about your job. It's very secure. I'm not going to spend too much time here. You know, at this time, you always want to say some good things about somebody who's lying where they're lying and getting ready. And if she hasn't made the trip yet, it's coming soon. Listening to the songs that were played, and I'm actually quite happy that this part of the coffin is closed, because I know that foot is going. And for as many times as I've heard that song played, I mean, I should be able to sing it, man. Hanuman is my biggest treat with Granny whenever that song was played, because I know she liked it. And when it's in the time that I knew her, I could always get a smile because I helped around the house a little bit, so I was the handyman, not the Hanuman, you know, kind of thing. And of course, we want to say good things about Granny, and you know what? There's a couple of things that you probably knew, but nobody wants to talk about. She was stubborn like a horse. Now, it's taken me a while to try and get that accent going, being a white man and all. But that stubbornness, as you know, took her the distance. Wouldn't give up. Couldn't give up. You know, 13 days without water or food. That is one stubborn lady, you know. So she did her things in her way that she had to do them, and I'm just very privileged to be a big part of that. This morning, I was sent out to buy some roses for the boys. David and Andrew are there in Calgary right now. And so that was their gift to Granny. And while I was there, I thought to myself, well, you know what? Those 12 red roses resemble Granny. Very pure, she knew what she wanted. She knew how she wanted to do things, always. But what she left behind, I found another set of roses, another dozen, but they were all different colors. And I thought to myself, well, Granny, she deserves those 12 because of the purity and all the things that she did in her life. But what she's left behind is they're still roses. They're just different colors. And they have little different attitudes, and but still the core of that, or the essence of the roses, is what she's left behind in her daughters and granddaughters. I started off a little bit backwards, I guess, to where she is today, but you know, my fond memories weren't actually that fond 20 years ago when I first entered the house. I went, oh my God, what am I getting into here, man? She was in the middle of making curry, and this white boy is never used to any of that kind of smell. My Lord, oh my Lord, did that smell And that became very quickly my favorite food. You know, so we've talked lots about what goes on, and I'm not going to carry on too much because I see some people nodding off on the back. One of the things, and there's a few things, but one of the things that I hold to my heart is that Granny, as well as my mom, if they did nothing else in life, they always invited people into their home, not on their convenience, rather not on her convenience or their convenience. It was on the convenience of the people who showed up at the door, and always had food on the table. So if there's something that I know from my family's standpoint, we want to continue with that open house. Nobody should ever leave our table. So that's something that we want to practice and enjoy. And I know both of my boys over this time had the opportunity with the lockdown to learn a little bit of the cooking, and I think that comes from Granny. My approach to Granny was Granny gal, you know, and this one is here is she's going to be missed. And again, we're fortunate in the opportunity that we had to spend with her. Never up until last Thursday was I able not to get a smile. Always. If she looked a little sluggish trying to get out of bed, my comment, well, you know, Granny, if you don't want to get out of bed, I'm going to have to go get the donkey cart and we're going to have to carry you to the table. And there was always a nice smile. To the bitter end, to the last end, she always had a nice smile. So part of her makeup was her humor, and she always had a good sense of humor, and everybody that knew her knew that. So for me, I'm going to take away to always try and have good humor and open up the house to whomever wants to come and go. And my last closing comment is going to be, Grandpa, wherever you are, you better get your things in order because your Granny's a coming. Oh boy. Thank you.
That was the topping of the cake. Couldn't have been completed without that. And I think Granny has left with us tapping of the feet because I can't help, my feet just keep going, you know, no matter what is being played, but she has really given us that inheritance of keep tapping that feet no matter what. You know, she was a captain. She really captained the ship of our family to where we are today. She had nothing but love and care in her heart for us, and she wants us to live that legacy of love, that no matter what happened, don't lose love for each other. Keep that love as that binding, that crazy glue. My sister was looking for crazy glue this morning. I think it's that crazy glue of love that we have to use to bind us together. So our part is coming to an end, and our dear Panditji is sitting patiently waiting. Thank you so much, Panditji. So Panditji will be doing the final rites, but I think before that, you would like the viewing to happen? Okay, do you want to do bhajan or while they're doing the viewing, or? Okay, sure. Okay, before Pandit, come on, here is the butterfly, and each one of you will be getting one of this, and Granny's favorite word, live well, love much, laugh harder. So each one of you will get one of this to take away with you as you leave today. Thank you so much, and Panditji will take over this part of the program. Om Shanti.
Hello, Namaskar. First, I want to just say some word about Hindu cremation, calling the Antyeshti. This is the last sacrament, sanskar. When we are coming in this verse, is starting the sanskar, sacrament. First is the Garvadhan, when somebody is conceiving, this calling Garvadhan, and last sacrament, sanskar, is the Antyeshti, when you need to return your separate soul from body and return the body to with the purification, offering the shower to body and havan with the body, and offer to the Mother Agni, is a mother fire. The last sacrament in the life of a Sanatan Dharma or as a Hindu is the Antyeshti, or the funeral, with which he or she closes the concluding chapter of his or her worldly career. While leaving, a Hindu consecrates his or her worldly life by performing various rites and ceremony at the different stages of his her progress. At his her departure, because we are not using the soul. Okay, one is the word is the jatak. We are using the jatak in the Sanskrit for the male and female, we're not making. The soul is like a not a female, so we are using the word is his. Okay, so at his departure from this world, his survivor consecrate his death for his future felicity in the next world. We believe in the, Punarjanam, rebirth. Okay? This is the Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani Jatre Sayanam. We are like a traveler. So we coming in the circle, and same way the coming in the mother womb means coming birth, and then after is the last is the Antyeshti, Mrityu, death. So we believe in the rebirth. This samskara, being the postmortem, is not less important, because for a Hindu the value of the next world is higher than that of the present one. Because what kind of karma we offer in this world, we getting same in our next world. Okay? So try to do the good things. The Bodhayan Pitrimedha Sutra says that one of the scripture about the Antyeshti Sanskar, the scripture about as the Hindu, the Antyeshti, it is the well known that through the sanskara after the birth, one conquers this earth. Through the samskara after the death, the heaven. We are believing the two. I don't know when I will die, then I know what is hell and heaven. But we getting some time here in this world. Okay? So whenever we are doing good thing in this world, we are getting the heaven, and when we doing the bad karmas, we getting the hell. So therefore the ritualistic or very actions to have the funeral performing with the meticulous care. So this is, we have a belief that whatever, this is the last journey to everybody. Their own faith, some they burial their body, some is funeral their body. Okay, so we have different kind of faith, and we do the same thing. We do, we offer. The supreme power is one, so we offer to the Bhagwan, give her soul in his lotus feet, the place, and for the liberation of this world. गोविंद मेरी यही प्रार्थना है, अपना दास बना लेना। गोविंद मेरी यही प्रार्थना है, अपना दास बना लेना। मिटाकर अब गुण सारे, चरणों में चित्त लगा देना। मिटाकर अब गुण सारे, चरणों में चित्त लगा लेना। जन्म जन्मांतर भक्ति देना, और सेवा शक्ति देना। जन्म जन्मांतर भक्ति देना, और सेवा शक्ति देना। अंत समय में भूल न जाना, सदा मेरे सामने रहना। अंत समय में भूल न जाना, सदा मेरे सामने रहना। तू तो जग का पालनहारा, मेरे जीवन का तू ही सहारा। तू तो जग का पालनहारा, मेरे जीवन का तू ही सहारा। ईश्वर तेरी शरण में आया, तेरी माया का पार न पाया। ईश्वर तेरी शरण में आया, तेरी माया का पार न पाया। गोविंद मेरी यही प्रार्थना है, अपना दास बना लेना। If you have a time, just read there is the 18th chapter in the Gita. Gita is the scripture about the knowledge, how we create the attachment and detachment. Is most important part in our life, the detachment. If you have a attachment, you have a lots of expectations. If you have a detachment, you have a less expectation. Always think in your mind, expectations always hurt from every relationship. And when it's hurt, you have your mood always swing around anger, jealousy. And when you have a detachment, whatever is happening, leave alone. Okay? So try to, attachment is good till the 50 year. After 50 year, we need to practice the detachment from your kids, children, from your relationship. I'm not saying to leave the relationship, but you need to practice. Then you feel happiness. Because slowly, slowly you need to live with yourself, and is good. And if you read about the attachment and detachment, the Krishna told to the Arjun, when Arjun don't want to fight with his brothers, he said, this is my Guruji and they are my cousin, how I'm going to fight with them? We need to find out even our inner system, and we need to see the external system, what is the righteous thing. So same thing, when he telling to Arjuna, Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaye navani granati naropaharani tatha sarirani vinaye jirnanyani sayanti navani dehi. Vasansi means clothes. When the cloth is going to old, you need to change your clothes. The body is same. When body is going to old and his whole is with the bad kind of sickness, you need to change the body. Same is we need to reincarnation our soul. Soul need to go the fresh system again. So that same thing during our daily life, we change our old adulty cloth and put the new one. Same we need to do with the body, this body, where this system is coming, we need to return same place. With the five elements, the akash, sky, water, air. So everywhere they are all, when you going to offer to the Agni, Mother Agni, is going to automatic separate and going to their own place. Only the thing is good thing that you can pray for whatever you have a relationship, your family, friend, children. You need to only pray for her soul getting the liberation from this world. Is the best prayer for her peace and your mentally peace. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. So next is the viewing, and then after that we're going to start the ceremony. And I need to tell one thing, sir, that when I came in Canada, I don't know much English. Right now, I don't know more. Okay, so when I came, and I lived the top on there is in the temple top part. So the morning, maybe 9 o'clock or 9:50, first person both of they are coming and waiting for me to open the gate. And when I left, some people I have no relation, And last time when I met her, which one birthday?
76, I think.
Something birthday. And then I did the prayer for her in the temple. But she came to me and she told me, Panditji, please come back from India. You need to live with us. That is her word. In 2011, I'm talking 2011. And she always telling me, she telling me nicely, Panditji, calmly stay here. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Panditji. So at this time, we will have a viewing. You all will have an opportunity to come and say your goodbyes. There are rose petals in the basket, and there's a fragrance if you like to spray. And we will ask George to sing that special request bhajan. You do it her siblings would like to come, and children, grandchildren want to come first. Yeah? You're viewing. Okay, so guests are welcome to come first. Let's want to do his thing first, then we can. Yeah.
Now I need to pray, then I will call you, okay? Just you need to open this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do video?
Oh, there. Okay.
In the garage, right through that door. Through that door, I have a garbage bag. Smash it.
Okay. Okay, then when I will
Okay.
smash it,
Yeah.
I will give it to you.
Yep, thank you.
Keshwaya Namaha, Madhavaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha, Keshwaya Namaha, Madhavaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha. Both of you fully vaccinated? So now we are starting that. There is the 5 pinda, and 5 pinda is the difference of the stage for earth offering for the liberation. So both of you विष्णु विष्णु नमा परमात्मे प्राण पुरुषोत्तम विष्णुराज्ञः प्रवर्तमानस्य विद्यावरादेशि श्वेतवाक्यसमुद्रेष्टावितकंजनि अद्यः केनडा देशे तत्तु महिलोपरि विडिपैक मंडलांतर्गत मध्ये हम गोत्रस्याः कश्यप गोत्रस्याः प्रेतायाः राजमात सिंह प्रेतत्व निवृत्ति पूर्वकम उत्तम लोक प्राप्ति निमित्त. That means our desire is to get a happen. उत्तम लोक has happen. See, Bhagwan blessed us soul to deliver. Okay? Reincarnation. So for the purpose of this fourth day karma, ओम अध्याय मानसन गुण देव का स्मृति रीकम कृतमय सप्तस्थान नमः. Now the first field is the actual that here is the notes of problem. So where is that action? First field we offering there. Second field we offering the dwar means door. Third field is the Vishnam, which is the when we taking the body, middle of the day we offering the and the fourth and fifth pinda we offering there is when the finish. Okay, so all the pindas for the different because there is a when the someone died, this the negative energy, negative atma, negative soul is disturbing the body. And when the negative soul disturbing the body, then the soul is the disturbing to see all the situation with the body. So some pinda will offering to those negative energized bodies. Okay? Take some water. The only this is one. Then you open one first pinda here. Then I say second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay? So we are opening first pinda. So everything is you want to put here. Om Adya Amako Gotra Kashya Gotraha Pretaha Sab Nimit Mrityu Sthani Avne Janam Amavatitabhotishantam here again. Om Adya Gotraha Kashya Gotraha, the name, her name, Rajmat Singh, right? मृत्यु स्थान सब निमित्त ब्रह्मदेवतो वा पिंडो मदवतपतिष्ठन्ता अगेन. ओम अध्या अमुक गोत्रः कश्यप गोत्र राजमात सिंह प्रेतः पिंडो परिकृतजने अवतपतिष्ठन्तामः. Okay, so over the water, over the pinda. ईश्वरघा समर्पयामि. Okay, this is coming back. Here and then just supposed to take with this finger. First this is the thing. Take with this finger. First finger. On top of the finger. Rise. Kadestatu, Devatane, Kundan, Kritisha, Sataki, we open toward to Ma Earth, Mother Earth, to what she, how she take care Earth all her life. Okay? So we are offering to the first minute toward to Mother Earth. Open up our heart and do a keep the this with the leaf, all the things. Lord, yeah, everybody stand up and go and put on their right hand.
Right hand, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right hand. Yeah. Come back. Again, take the water, same sankalpa, offer the temptation to the ओम अद्या अमुपगोत्रः कश्यप राजमात सिंह प्रेत क्रोधन वित्तम अपने जन्म मदो मुपतिष्ठन्तामः अगेन वाटर ओम अद्याम गोत्रः कश्यप गोत्रः राजमात सिंह प्रेत द्वार देशे पांच निमित्त विष्णु देवदोवा एस पिंडो मदो तपोतिष्ठन्ताम हर टाइम ओम अद्या अमुपगोत्रः कश्यप गोत्र राजमात सिंह पिंडे प्रत्यजनम अवतिष्ठन्ताम अगेन ओम अद्या अमुपगोत्र कश्यप गोत्र राजमात सिंह प्रेत पिंडदान प्रतिशादम मदोतपतिष्ठन्ताम ओपन द वाटर to open the pinda. With the next finger. ओम द्वार पिंडदाने भूतकोटि सुदुर्गदा नहिवन्त्योपघाताय तेषामुपतिष्ठन्ताम् अनेन पिंडदाने प्रेतस्य सद्गति उत्तम लोक प्राप्ति काम. Now you need to stand up, both of you. Okay. There's no son, no daughter in the life.
No son, no daughter, only the daughter.
Here, 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 here. With the right hand, start the circle from here, from the head, and over both of things. First she is going. Over both of things on her feet and do the namaskar.
One time wrong?
Not full wrong. From head to feet. Yeah. You can go first. Yeah. Come here and yes, over on his feet and do the pranam and come back. ओमद्यां गोत्रः कश्यपगोत्र राजमासिं प्रीतः विश्रान्तो भूतनाम्ना ऋतुदेवतौ वः ईश पिण्डो मदतपतिष्ठन्ताम् अगेन ओमद्यां गोत्रः कश्यपगोत्रः राजमासिं प्रीतः पिण्डो परिपतिष्ठन्ताम् ओमद्यां गोत्रः कश्यपगोत्र राजमासिं ईश पिण्डो परि ईशा दक्षिणां मोक्षन्ताम् open the one open the finger ईश्वर दशमत्यां विश्रान्तः विश्रान्तिदायः देवता ओम महा भूतप्रेत पिशाचदया वर्धमाने समवदाः विश्राम पिंडदानन्ति सामेवोपदिष्टामः अनेन पिंडदानं वेदस्य सद्गति उत्तम लोक प्राप्तिः okay now you just hold this pinda is going to rise here. One person. Yeah, you can go right shoulder. Right.
The other way.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you to do it right there.
Good job, good job.
Let's take your watch.
Oh, don't. Now, after breathing, to stand up, shoulders, and some sprinkle the water, water, not water, this is the water. Some sprinkle with the hand.
Sprinkle with your hand. Very good.
Yeah.
Good job, yeah. Very good.
One more,
yeah.
Good job. We need to offer the clean one, everything. Yes. ओम महा अद्यां गोत्रस्यः गोत्रस्यः राजमासिं प्रीतः चित्तः anyone fourth one चित्तः कृष्णप्रतिं तपोदृष्टागेन ओम अद्यां गोत्र राजमासिं पिण्डे प्रेत पिण्डे जन्म तपोदृष्टदा again ओम अद्यां गोत्रः कश्यपगोत्र राजमासिं प्रेत ईशा दक्षिणं सुताम open the water no red thing. चितायामयातु धाना जे जे भूता भय विबला चिता दीयते पिंड तेषामेव उपस्थानेन पिण्डदानेन वेदस्य सद्गति उत्तमलोकः. Fourth pinda is going to left soul. Left. Yes. Again. Om Maha Om Madhyam Gotraha Prasa Gotra Pesadika Nehadvinda Bodhisantamaham. Again. Om Madhyam Gotra Peta Savaste Sadika Nehadvinda Bodhisantama. Again. Om Madhyam Gotraham Rajmat Singh Pratijanoka Bodhisantamaha. Om Isa Dakshinan Namo Bodhisantamaha. Yeah, again. ईश्वर का समर्पयामि. साधक पिंडाय नमः. गंध तिलक कर. The fifth pinda is the when we come in this body, we do the lots of sins in our life. The good thing is that we need to accept whatever we are saying. We are no normal human being, but we do the lots of sins in our life. This is the reality of life, and we need to accept. We need to confession front of God. Okay, that we are sinners. Okay, so this is fifth one pinda. We offering to her whatever she came in as a human body, and whatever she did, who knows what she did, the good and bad. Okay, so her soul knows. But we offering this pinda her the yani kritani papani, whatever kritani she did the karma, like any sin karma, istanti dehe manshe, in this human body. Sadhak pindadanin nashin to uttam loka. Whatever we open the pinda, every sins we did in our life, remove Bhagavan all the sins from our life. So this is this pinda is going to here on the chest. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, this is easy with right. You need to put here.
Give me one.
Yeah, yeah, chest. And this is from my side. You can open it first. What is the relationship the night? Okay, this is from my side.
Right.
Right.
Right hand up, right.
Yes.
That's okay.
What is the relationship? Can I know the man who is sitting here, and what is the relation?
Which man?
Oh, this is the these are not doing. This is the
Son-in-law.
Son-in-law.
That's my husband. My husband. Son-in-law.
Yeah.
Or husband.
Yeah.
Grandson-in-law.
Oh.
Grandson-in-law. No, he's talking.
Oh, okay.
You need somebody to come up, somebody else?
That's my son.
No, they can do. The son-in-law. and-
Brother is here. Brother. 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 Brother.
Huh?
Brother.
Brother is here.
He can.
Yeah.
Your mama?
Brother.
He can.
That's
the whole. So every single the body part we offering toward to Bhagwan. Om Tvache Swaha. Idam Tvache Nam Tvache Swaha. Idam Tvache Namama Tvacha means skin. Om Medebhyo Swaha. Idam Medebhyo Om Medebhyo Swaha. Idam Medebhyo Lohitai Swaha. Idam Lohitai no Om Lohitai Swaha. Om Snayubhyo Swaha. Idam Snayubhyo Swaha. Idam Snayubhyo Om Astibhyo Swaha. Om Astibhyo Swaha. Asti means the bones. So every single part we offering toward to the mother fire. Om Asibhya Swaha. Om Asibhya Swaha. Om Majibhya Swaha. Om Majibhya Swaha. Om Retase Swaha. Om Kaise Swaha. Om Asasavai Swaha. Om Pyasai Swaha. Om Vyasai Swaha. Om Sarasai Swaha. Om Udyasai Swaha. Om Suche Swaha. Om Sochate Swaha. Om Sochisyamanayi Swaha. Om Sokai Swaha. Om Tapte Swaha. Om Tapyate Swaha. Om Tapyamanayi Swaha. Om Taptai Swaha. Om Dharmai Swaha. Om Nishkrityayi Swaha. Om Prashtyayi Swaha. Om Bhesatai Swaha. Om Yamai Swaha. Om Antakai Swaha. Om Rityave Swaha. Om Brahmani Swaha. Om Brahmatyayi Swaha. Om Vishvebhyo Devebhyo Swaha. Om Dhyaprithivyan Swaha. Om Pretavai Swaha. Om Tet Saraswai Swaha. There is spoon. There is spoon. There is no. Here. You can put some ghee on top of the body. Om Bhumipai Swaha. One person is doing the ghee and one is the samagri. Om Pretahatre Swaha. Om Surya Chakshugachtu Vatama Tista Sarire Swaha. Om Ajo Bhaga Sapsat Tapasvatam Tehe Lokam Swaha. Om Avasrija Pundrani Vikrimyayostajata Veda Swaha. Om Agriravam Pati Govirvyas Vasa Khyati Swaha. Om Yamatvagni Samadastamuho Swaha. Om Pariyavas Prahatu Mahiranu Avishaduvasya Swaha. Om Yamono Gato Pratamo Anuswadha Swaha. Om Matri Kabyoryamo Swadhyani Madanti Swaha. Om Imam Yamam Pastramahi Madhyasva Swaha. Om Angiro Bhiradahi Havirisya Swaha. Om Esi Pre Prithvi Ove Viryatravancha Swaha. Om Sangacha Swaha Prithvibhyaha Swacha Swaha. Om Aveda Vita Vitaha Dadatma Smasmai Swaha. Om Yamai Shoma Smrito Yamai Swaha. Om Yamai Gritavadvir Juhota Prachitistata Swaha. Om Yamai Madhutmam Ragyah Swaha. Om Krishnaste Durusho Yavajan Swaha. Om Surya Chakragachaha Sarire Swaha. Om Soma Ekebhya Pavate Gachatva Swaha. Om Yechita Purvaritam Gachatata Swaha. Om Tapsaye Anadrishya Gachatata Swaha. Om Ye Yudhya Gachata Swaha. Om मते स्वाहा ओम कुस्यायो यज्ञे आयाति स्वाहा ओम एतस्य प्रतिरक्षार्थेभ्यः स्वाहा ओम ईर्तयितस्य पतो गोप्तारस्तेभ्यः स्वाहा ओम ख्यात्रे स्वाहा ओम अख्यात्रे स्वाहा ओम अविनात्ते स्वाहा ओम अग्नात्पते स्वाहा ओम अग्ने कर्मकृते स्वाहा ओम यमत्रनादिमुत्सै स्वाहा ओम अग्निगस्मनाय स्वर्गाय लोकाय स्वाहा ओम आयुष्यदेवाजात्यमंशते स्वाहा ओम यस्य कोष्ठे स्वाहा ओम यमं जाभ्याङ्ग्य स्वाहा ओम हिरण्याकस्यासुन्दुरान् तिष्ठति स्वाहा ओम यमोदाताररक्ता स्वाहा ओम यथा पंचसदा स्वाहा ओम त्रिभुवके विपतति अहिता स्वाहा ओम हरमानः स्वाहा ओम व्यवस्थे विच्यन्ते वादिनः स्वाहा ओम ये राजिन्नः चित्पति स्वाहा ओम यस्मिन् वृक्षे अनुवेनति स्वाहा ओम उक्ते ते भिन्नो ते अत्रायमा सदनन्तीरं स्वाहा ओम यथा अहन्यो कर्कीशा स्वाहा ओम नहिते अग्ने तनोरसो शेषु चतं मृत्यवे स्वाहा ओम प्राणेभ्यः सात्केभ्यः स्वाहा ओम पृथिव्यायै स्वाहा ओम अग्ने स्वाहा ओम अंतरिक्षाय स्वाहा ओम वायवे स्वाहा ओम दिवे स्वाहा ओम सूर्याय स्वाहा ओम ऋषिभ्यः स्वाहा ओम चंद्राय स्वाहा ओम नक्षत्रेभ्यः स्वाहा ओम अदभ्यः स्वाहा ओम वरुणाय स्वाहा ओम नाभ्यः स्वाहा ओम भूताय स्वाहा ओम वाचे स्वाहा ओम प्राणाय स्वाहा ओम चक्षुषे स्वाहा ओम सोष्याय स्वाहा ओम अग्ने स्वाहा ओम सोमाय स्वाहा ओम लोकाय स्वाहा ओम अन्वते स्वाहा ओम स्वर्गाय लोकाय स्वाहा ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा not matches. Oh, just open and open it there. Everything is just no. Yeah.
Everything's like?
Yeah.
Not making up hot or Is there a garbage thing here?
Here.
They'll use some of them there.
What?
The roses.
Yeah, we'll take one. Give me the garbage. Yeah, everything. Oh, he said it's garbage.
Hey,
I think he said it's garbage. Open it. Ask him.
is who want to offer the bun flower, the bun the they can offer
Andy, leave.
Oh, can you move this?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yes.
My glass.
Oh, you look great.
Without glass, nothing to have.
So we can put all these flowers in.
No.
This one.
Yeah, they are putting these.
You can take a row and take whoever like that. You can pick up the flower.
Who is this one?
Use up the flower, let the flower go. Whoever like the rose. A rose for a rose.
Can you call to the
What's that? I have already. Oh, no, I put one in. Oh, my sister gave you a rose?
everything.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'll take one.
Now somebody there working.
He doesn't want this thing.
No thing is going to home.
No.
Everything is going to
Everything
here,
has to go
over
there.
here. Don't
All
take
the
that.
flowers has to go there. This one here too.
And must be everybody need to shower. Clean this clothes.
Yes.
Okay, green means the why this is the very important.